What's up, guys? It's Chris here. If you are involved with the Veve app, you'll know that during the last few weeks, as KYC and MTL has rolled out, that the market has been down substantially. I know my portfolio alone has been down a couple thousand gems, and I did make a video a couple weeks ago talking about how, I'll put it up right here, how this would happen, how once users do have access that have been waiting a while, that I did think the overall market would dip, especially with macroeconomic conditions, and it is doing so right now. This video is not about that, though. It has been about a couple of things that have been circulating around. Of course, it's all speculation, but that could really turn around the market. Just some things that I've seen that I want to share with you. As always, nothing in these videos is financial advice. The market could go up, it could go down. We're not here to talk about that specifically. We're just here to talk about some of the things that have been circulating around. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. As always, if you're new to the channel or if you're returning and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please subscribe to the channel. It helps the videos out a lot. It helps my channel out a lot. And of course, like this video for the YouTube algorithms. So the first thing I noticed that could be bullish news for Veve is something that Steve posts, or the Todd father. He is a known well, and that is people who have not had access to KYC. And although we're getting larger batches now, this was posted on July 9th. Are not able to put over 500 gems in the app at a time. So not just at one time in increments, but actually throughout the entire week, they cannot insert more than 500 gems. So the problem with this is, I'm pretty sure the limit to withdraw is 50,000. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's a pretty large amount. So if you have users able to take 50,000 out, but other users can only put 500 in, you can see a problem there. There's constantly money being injected out of the system now and not put back into the system. So once people have more access to KYC and they're able to hit over this 500 limit, there is very big potential for whales and just average people that want to DCA into the project to be able to put a substantial amount more money in. Speaking of which, there is things going around that came from the last AMA. I do not have that excerpt. You would have to go listen to the entire AMA, but we'll pull up the tweet here talking about the potential of large investors that are interested in potentially putting money into the Veve app. Again, all speculation. So there's two big influencers right here. We have Surprise Cat, or Hello K, and Foster Hilt. I'm sure you know both of them if you watch my channel. So Hello K brings up, so how many people out there are oblivious to the fact that Singaporean hedge funds have reached out to Veve out of every other NFT platform, a hedge fund with $1 billion of money in liquidity? Me, K, I was oblivious to the fact. I did not know that until reading this. I didn't catch that part in the AMA, and I didn't realize they mentioned a specific fund. I think I remember talk about like $1 billion going around that could possibly be injected into the market from something maybe David mentioned. I did not hear anything about Singaporean hedge fund. Foster goes on to elaborate. One group is likely to inject 20 to 50 million in liquidity into the marketplace in the next few months. Man. Can't imagine what impact that will have on collectibles value, and this is just the beginning. All right, let's stop right there for a second and talk about that. Obviously, if this happens, that is enormous. I think that something I've argued in a lot of my videos, and I will continue to argue, I think certain collectibles and certain comics could be obliterated from circulation completely, and that way, if there is one, it's the market, it's going to get scooped up immediately. So I would like to believe that if this happened, from my understanding, or at least my perspective, it's not necessarily going to inflate the whole market, which if it was that much money, it would inflate the whole market. But generally, they're probably going to go after certain collectibles and certain items that they see of high value. So I think that's good, of course, for people holding those collectibles and those comics. Now, we can, speculate and guess all day which ones those will be. But ultimately, if you have that kind of money pumping into the system, there's no more floors. I mean, they could scoop almost the entire floor on a lot of these, from common to secret rare. I mean, one day in the future, I think we could see some of them disappear. But if this happens, and maybe even in the near future, we'll see even more being disappeared. So just a very fun thought to play around with if there are wells, more liquidity going into the app. Now, my thoughts on everything we just talked about is, if this were to happen, this would be substantial for the Veve marketplace. And maybe even if it doesn't happen in the next few months, maybe it'll happen in the next year or the next few years, depending on, how long we're on to hold, how much Veve grows as a platform. There's a lot of factors going in. Ultimately, I still see, with the way everything is going, it could get worse before it gets better, or it could get worse and not get better. It could go either way. This is a highly speculative field. Be careful, of course, with anything that you're putting in. Don't listen to anybody. At the end of the day, take your resources and invest in yourself and trust in yourself and your own convictions. I'm just throwing information out there that has been put on these types of social media platforms because I am on them all the time for my job. I'm on there all the time researching for my videos. So for those of you that might not be plugged constantly, one of my points of doing these videos is to inform you what's going on in the other communities. And that's one of the things that's been circulating around right now, not just in these chats, but kind of all over the place. People talking about the wells that are wanting to enter in, but are limited right now, or might have to wait a couple more months. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about this at the bottom down in the comments, whether you think this is true, whether you think this could happen. And if this does happen, what you think will happen to the price of collectibles and comics. And I will see you guys next video. Peace out.